This is the cash perspective. So today's February 1st. You know, they gave us this month as Black History Month. And I'm definitely going to open up and give y'all my feelings towards that. That's later to come, because we're going to use this month. We're going to talk about those that has affected us directly, meaning they were here, they were part of the civil rights struggle, they were part of the struggle for revolution. And we also going to talk about those that were part of the Diaspora. Let's get to it. Captain Thomas Sankara. Now, he was often referred to as Africa's Che Guevara. I hate that shit. To me, he was Africa's Thomas Sankara. And before an assassin's bullet cut his life short in 1987, he was definitely a force to be reckoned with. Forever known as a symbol of anti-colonialism, anti-imperialism, and pan-Africanism, Sankara was a soldier, a commanding officer, a prime minister, and a president, all for his country of Burkina Faso, in which he named. Burkina Faso, by the way, means land of the upright people. Previously to it being called Burkina Faso, it was called Upper Volta. He took that name, trashed Burkina Faso. That's some gangster shit. Now, from 1983 to 1987, he succeeded in getting 2.5 million children vaccinated for yellow fever, for measles, and for meningitis. During that time frame and under his leadership, literacy increased by 60%, from 13% of the population being literate. By the time he was finished, 73% of the population was literate. That's a big W. The man was environmentally conscious. He planted 10 million trees to replace those that had been ravaged. Quick bonus fact, he wrote his country's national anthem. I don't know if there's any other country in the history of the world who has a leader that could boast that. He was progressive in the way he thought. He appointed women to high-ranking governmental positions, and he outlawed the practice of female circumcision. He also outlawed the practice of polygamy and forced marriage. He banned all luxury in his government. Ain't no stretch limos with the chauffeurs, with the designer linen and the filet mignon. He took all of that out of government. He made sure that they wore modest native clothing only. He made sure they ate what the people were eating. He made sure that the vehicles that they used to get around in were not taxing. He staunchly opposed foreign aid. He wanted absolutely nothing to do with foreign aid. Stood on that hill and would have died on that hill before he would have took something from any of those imperialistic countries that he deemed to be evil. He challenged all former colonial powers, including France. Now, it's said that his longtime friend was a longtime French ally. I don't know if he was born there. The man's name was Blaise Compaoré. They said that Blaise Compaoré killed Brother Sankara. They said Blaise Compaoré. So it's widely believed that Blaise Compaoré was behind the assassination of Thomas Sankara. In 1972, he was an officer training in Madagascar. Anti-colonial sentiment was the order of the times. He watched students and farmers topple an entire government, and that awoken something in him. And he returned home with the spirit of a revolutionary. So in 1974, Sankara was hailed as a hero amongst his people when he showed his military prowess in a situation with So in 1974, Sankara was hailed a hero when he showed his military savviness in a border dispute with Mali. So he showed up, shut down whatever Mali was trying to push on them, and his people saw that he was a leader. So his star began to rise. As his star was rising, he's speaking out against the corrupt. He's speaking out against the imperialist occupiers. He's speaking out against everything that's not for the progression of his country. So, of course, that brought him enemies. And those enemies were the elites. So he was arrested a bunch of times throughout the 70s, but they couldn't stop his popularity though. The people loved him. His reputation couldn't be tarnished. So in 1983, he was appointed prime minister by President Ouattarago. Ouattarago had just took power a year earlier in a coup. Then, a few months later, Ouedraogo fired Sankara from the prime minister position and put him on house arrest. Oh, this turned the people of Upper Volta up. This kicked off the fourth coup in 17 years. And it was led by Sankara's close friend, who? Blaise Compaoré. Sankara was free at that point, snatched the presidency at only 33 years old. Can you imagine that? 33 years old, he had already been a soldier. He had already been a prime minister. He had already been a commanding officer. And now he was the president of his country. And he took it seriously. He implemented so many positive changes within the borders of his country that it's undeniable that this man was a force to be reckoned with. It's sad that we don't get a chance and an opportunity to hear about these types of people. I mean, we learn about Leif Erikson. We learn about, I don't know, somebody I'm not even we learn about all these other people that don't necessarily look like us, but we got real life superheroes in our history. Our ancestors did some amazing shit, and because they sweep it under the rug and they put it in a book or they even try to hide it, we can't allow it to be minimized no more. We need to go find out where we come from. And maybe we start looking at ourselves a little different. Anyway, I want to be clear. I don't subscribe to this Black History Month shit, but I will say this. If it gets your attention, then I'm all for it. Because we gotta learn. We gotta grow. We gotta get up out this shit here. Now you wanna know.